Hello, and welcome to Explore Maple Grove, the podcast that takes you on a journey through the vibrant community of Maple Grove, Minnesota. I'm your host, Shari McGuire, a local realtor and passionate explorer of all things Maple Grove. Today, we have the pleasure of meeting and getting to learn about Karen Taugus' business. And she is the owner of Rafa Farms near the west part of Maple Grove in Greenfield. And we want to have you stay tuned to find out what happens when you're having a picnic and the goats get out. With that little bit, why don't help me welcome Karen today. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Hi. Well, thank you for joining me today. Would love to hear how you got started with making goat milk soap.
Sure. So we had a couple of goats, and we started in Minnetonka actually, and we made soap we started with selling milk and a little bit of cheese here and there. But then I had more milk than I knew what to do with, and it got really goaty one summer, and I didn't know I think I had 8 gallons. And I didn't want to just dump it down the drain and nobody would drink it. It was disgusting. And so I Googled what to do with goaty goat milk, and Google told me to make soap.
Oh, okay. And then a business was born.
Yeah. I made a batch of soap. I poured it in a cardboard box lined with wax paper, which is kind of comical considering the volumes I'm at now. And I cut it and I gave it away to friends and family, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Karen, this is the best, and you really should sell this and help somebody with eczema." And it was just
So tell me about that. What is it about goat's milk soap that makes it different or better than other soaps?
Sure, yeah. So goat milk has lactic acid. It's a natural exfoliant. So it strips away dead skin cells and leaves behind healthier skin. And so it helps with our dry Minnesota winters. I personally would have knuckles that would crack and bleed in the winter. I would put Aquaphor, which is like a medicated Vaseline, on and wear gloves to bed at night, and I would still crack and bleed in the winter. And I make liquid goat milk soap too. So when I made that liquid goat milk soap and put it in all of my bathrooms, all of a sudden my skin was not dry at all.
Really?
Like I don't even have to wear gloves.
Wow.
And it's fine. People with eczema and psoriasis and dry skin and acne have all said it's a miracle.
Really?
I was at a market a couple of weeks ago. I gave a woman a sample of my shampoo bar. She took it home. She tried it. She came back the next week and she said, "I want you to know your soap, your shampoo is almost as good as my $80 bottle of medicated shampoo for my psoriasis and my scalp."
Wow.
And it's not $80. And then she bought 3 bars of my shampoo, which is, I think it's $12. I don't know what it is on my website, but it's $10 in person at the market. So it's so fun to help people.
Now, would that help with dandruff too? I know someone who really struggles with dandruff.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So my personal story, I have like a little bit of bad skin in that I break out for no reason, or sometimes I break out when I eat the wrong thing, or bug bites really affect me. But I've never had like psoriasis before. And my husband and I like to go on these little road trips. And so we've gone twice to hotels in the last few months. And I use the hotel shampoo, and twice now I've had a little bit of psoriasis breakout on my scalp.
Really?
So I have now become a shampoo or soap snob.
Yeah.
And I have to take my own products everywhere we go. Because I guess yeah.
Well, when it works, and some of that stuff, you don't even want to know what's in it. There's so many chemicals and whatever. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Well, so I heard you guys have a little jingle with KS95. Tell me how that came about.
Yeah. So I have a sister who lives in Blaine. Her name is Joan. She listens to KS95, I guess, every day. And she said they pick a business every Wednesday morning. they put 3 people on the air and they narrow it down to 1 and they pick a business. And then in 24 hours, they write a jingle. And she bugged me to make that phone call to try to get on Case 95 for probably 6 months. Yeah. I am not a morning person, so I don't really like getting up when I think you have to call at 7:30, and I'm up then, but whatever. So that particular day, I woke up at 7:27.
Oh,
I was running down my stairs going, hello, 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 trying to warm up my voice. And I got on the air at 7:30 and they picked us and then they wrote the jingle and they did such a good job. I've had people tell me who listen all the time that they think it's the best one they've ever done.
okay.
So we heard the jingle for the first time. I have a friend who's really good with video work. Her name is Rose. So we listened to the lyrics, we sat down, we took notes, and they talked about goats in pajamas and goats eating bananas and goats having a picnic. So we made a checklist of things we needed. So I went to Target to get pajamas for the goats, and Rose started by, getting her stuff, whatever. And then we just filmed for 3 days. And then she put video together for 3-4 days. And we released it on a Monday morning. And I think the radio station talked about it several times over a 2-week period.
Really?
And every time they did, there would be a spike. I have I have like 5 employees now, but I have a couple of 13-year-old kids who work for me, and so we're at about 7,800 views on our YouTube channel now. And so one of the kids he said, yeah, I might have been responsible for like 20 of those. And then he said his friends, when they see him in the hallway at school, start singing the jingle to him.
Do they? That's
hilarious. I think in our own community out here, we've become pretty well known. And,
sure.
Yeah.
Sure, that's hilarious. I love it. What a great thing to have for your business. And so in doing that video, then to go with the jingle, you found out what happens when you let the goats out for a picnic. Tell us what happened.
Yeah. So I had my girlfriend Jennifer came over with her very brave children. I say they're the bravest children on the face of the planet. We sat in a circle and the kids I made them all ham sandwiches because she said that was kind of their favorite sandwich. And then we let the goats out and the goats charged, and in about 10 seconds, they ate all of the food, including the sandwich, out of the 3, I think he's 3, out of the 3-year-old's hand. And they're vegetarians, so I've never seen them eat meat, but I suppose disguised in a sandwich, they saw bread, which they would. Yeah, so they ate all of the food.
Oh my gosh, were the kids crying?
No, they have their own farm animals, not goats. But
okay.
They're just really tough boys, and so they were laughing about it. They're in the YouTube video. They're walking the goats and hugging the goats, and in the picnic scene is at the end of our video, and it's hilarious. And so, and I did have sandwiches in a cooler for them so that when they left, they actually got to eat a sandwich that didn't get goat. That was.
That's good. You were smart. You probably had a feeling that might happen.
Yeah.
Once you let the goats out.
Yeah.
I know, going to petting zoos and whatever with my son when he was little, man, they're just nuts. You come at them with that food and they're all like stomping on each other.
Yeah, it got all done. And I'm like, is everyone okay? Because my biggest male is 207 pounds. So you can imagine these giant goats,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there's food, and I don't care what I step on to get at it,
Yeah, exactly.
The funniest thing that for me that came out of it was a woman called me up and I answered the phone and she said she wanted to schedule a picnic with and
that would be wild.
We will not be having any more picnics with the goats.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Staged for the video.
Most definitely. Well, it was such a treat to talk with you. I guess the last question I have is, what do you love about Maple Grove?
I'm in quite a few markets, farmers markets, I think 7 of them. And Maple Grove has the best farmers market on the face
Okay.
of the planet. I mean, not the
Okay.
most people, because I'm in St. Paul and that's bigger
Yeah.
as far as people, but it's like the best managed, most organized. I love that market.
Oh, that's good. It is a
Yeah,
really
it's
well
the
run.
farmers market. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And we're glad that we had you at the market. So everybody,
Yeah.
Thursdays, get out there and take a look for Karen with her goat milk soap and shampoo. I'm going to check out that shampoo for someone that I know that might be helpful for
Sure.
them. So that
Yeah.
sounds good. Well, thank you very much. It was such a pleasure to meet you. And thank you for tuning in for another episode of Exploring Maple Grove. My name is Shari McGuire, and I'm your local realtor and host of Explore Maple Grove. Have a great week.